Hey, cashers, it is Lisa, Lookout Lisa from Cash Advance. How's everybody doing? So I'm here at our warehouse here in Spokane, technically Spokane Valley, and making boxes today and prepping everything for the May cash crates. Matter of fact, we should be able to get a small shipment out today, and then we'll be working probably through the weekend so we can get everything out before we leave on Wednesday, early Wednesday morning, going to Geo Woodstock. Yes. So I thought, it's kind of quiet. I'm here all by myself. So I decided just to pop on live and see if anybody wanted to join me. And let's just talk a little bit about geocaching, the cache crates, celebrating 25 years of geocaching. And so if you are with me here, excuse me, still suffering from allergies. So I am live streaming to Facebook, our Facebook page at Cash Advance, and also our Cash Advance YouTube channel. So if you are watching live or if you're catching this on replay, go ahead and type in replay. But I'd love to know your geocaching name and how long you've been geocaching. As I was saying, this is the 25th anniversary of geocaching coming. Well, yeah, actually, technically, it's already happened. It's this month, May. And so we're celebrating a bit of a cache anniversary. So how long have you been geocaching? Some of us have been around for a long time. Some of us are just getting started or have been doing it off and on, as time allows for us to get out and have some fun. So again, I am Lisa, Lookout Lisa, and I actually started caching in 2002. So I celebrated my 20th geoversary. That's what I call them, geoversaries, a couple of years ago, and we'll be coming up on another one in August. I actually started the end of August time back in 2002. So I'd love to know if you're watching when you started geocaching, and again, what your geocaching name is. And heck, it's a location-based game. So where are you in the world? So so I'm making boxes today. So I hope the noise from making the boxes doesn't distract too much. They're kind of squeaky as we put them together. These are our cache crate boxes. They are awesome boxes designed by Chris Mackey. You might have heard of his name. He is a premier geocoin designer, but he does other designs as well. He does graphics, anything that you would think of a graphic designer and such that would do. So banners, logos. He designed a couple logos for us, many coins, and of course our cache crate box that is so famous, even with the little grabber handles here. Everybody loves these. Our mail carriers love coming and picking these up from us, and they're the perfect box to get our cache crates out. So hope that wasn't too squeaky. So I'm going to keep on going. I've got quite a few made already on this first batch, and I need to add a few more layers here, and then I'll be ready for our first batch going out. Hopefully I can get these finished. Well, I'm probably not going to get these finished today. We had one last item for the cache crates get in. Actually, I picked it up. It's a local provider, and I'll go ahead and give you guys a sneak peek as to what it is. It's not even on the official sheet here that goes, there are inserts that go inside of every cache crate, but I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. So if you are a cache crate member and you're watching, close your eyes, turn off the sound for just a few seconds. But this is a brand new flavor of the protein pucks. These are really cool. They're really super tasty. This is the Daily Bliss mini protein puck, and these are actually produced here in Spokane, literally just a few miles from our warehouse. And I got to meet the new warehouse manager there, and I've been working with their salesperson for a few years. We've included different flavors of these in a couple different cache crates over the years. And so we got these. So they'll be going out in the May 2025 cache crate, and super yummy. And then we got some samples. Let me grab some of those samples. They have a new size that they are coming out with. So let's see if I can compare apples to apples here, literally. So this is the mini, our favorite size. It's a perfect little snack. I actually had one of these earlier today. It was pretty good. Actually, very good. But they have a new size. It's bigger. And they gave us a couple of samples. And so we're considering putting these in some of the cache crates. Different flavor, probably. They've got quite a few different flavors. He gave me a couple different sample ones. So it's bigger, it's heavier. I mean, these are hefty. These are, does it say on here somewhere how many ounces they are? I think they're 3.25 ounces. Where these little minis, they are definitely mini. And they are, I'm not seeing it on here. I think they're an ounce and a half or so, but it's a good little snack. So this would be the next size up. So yeah, let us know if you think these might be something fun to toss into your pack as well. Again, we love working with them. They're a local company. I just made a phone call and we were able to go and they got the order together for us. And we were able to get that put together right away and picked up. Okay, well, I'm going to get back to making some boxes and love to chat with you guys. So, I thought being the 25th anniversary of geocaching, and, I've been caching for a while, and many of you have been. There's been some changes over the years, hasn't there, as to how caching has gone? And I see we've got Houston, Texas Dave. Howdy, howdy. Hey, so how long have you been caching, Dave? And I'd love to know from you, what changes have you seen over the years? There's been a lot of changes, right? Yeah, I think there has. 25 years. Oh my gosh, you got me beat. So you've been around since the very, very beginning. That's a long time, absolutely, to stick with a certain hobby. And 25 years of geocaching, and you've been caching since 2016. So 9 years then. There's still been a ton of change since that time. That was around the time that Pokemon Go came out, maybe a little before, or a little, before that, I think. And that made a big change. We saw a lot of new people because all the media talking about this new fabulous game, Pokemon Go, they kept equating it to geocaching. And so people are like, well, what's geocaching? And so they looked that up, and we had a lot of new people come in and try that out. So yes, so you started in 2016. Awesome. You probably know this. I would mention every now and then. I used to live in Houston. I went to school at University of Houston. And of course, that was back last century, and there was no such thing as geocaching then. So obviously I wasn't a cacher when I lived there, but I've been back a few times and have done a little bit of caching in the area. It's huge, Houston, big place for sure. Awesome. So again, I think some of the biggest changes in geocaching, when we very first started out, we had to use handheld GPSs. There were no smartphones back in 2002 when I started, and they were, slow roll out with your Palm Pilots and handspring and such. And those were a huge innovation in my mind for helping out with geocaching before we can even use the smartphone apps. There were apps that came out that you could use on some of the early Palm Pilots is another word for it. Your Palm Pilot sort of thing. There were apps that allowed you to download cache like a GPX file, or and then you could put them into your handheld Palm Pilot. I had a handspring, and then I upgraded to a Treo as those came out a little bit later from, I think it was Sprint. Boy, this was a long time ago. We're talking, early like 2004 or 5 or so. But that suddenly gave you a huge ability to actually read full cache descriptions instead of just in your handheld. The original handhelds that most of us used, it just pointed, your cache is 5 miles that way. No maps, just a black line in a sea of gray. And you had to figure out how to even get there, first of all. Then I'm sure a lot of us have stories about trying to figure out, we we still do, the hard way in and the easy way out. But back then, that was truly the case. I've had adventures where we've gone over hill and under bridges and trudged through campgrounds, up another hill, only to find that the cache is just on the side of the road. We just didn't know that the road was there. We could have driven right to it, but we had a wonderful adventure, right? So got to see some nice wildlife and flora and fauna on that adventure. So Dave, it looks like you've got some relatives. Up in Coeur d'Alene. Cool. Yeah, that's just across the border from us, very close. So it's beautiful in Coeur d'Alene. We would love to maybe someday host a Woodstock up this way. Over in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Has Idaho had a mega event? I don't think so. So we're like Idaho adjacent here, very close, here in Spokane Valley. It's just the border is like 10 miles away, if even that. Cool. So that was a big innovation, I think, to be able to start having those apps. And we didn't have to then print out all those printouts. Those of you in caching for a long time, you might remember printing out all the cache pages, because otherwise you just didn't know. You needed that information. You needed your hint. You needed to know the description and such, and we didn't have that. You had your 8 little characters or so, of the cache name, if even that, some of the early ones. And that was all that we had to get started. So that was definitely a big innovation. And then obviously moving into the apps. And, the first app that Groundspeak came out with, and then there was other apps that came in online as well. Over the years, there's been quite a few. I think I use GeoGo. I'm an Android user. And for folks that are Apple users, I know Cachely is very popular as well. They're paid apps, but it's not very much that you have to pay, honestly. It's just a small little piece of a charge there. And they do so much for you to really, really up level your game. And, if it wasn't for smartphones, we definitely wouldn't have lab caches either. Those, you have to have a smartphone. You can't do them with a GPSR. So I know in the early days when those were just first coming out, for those folks that were really diehard GPSR users, such as Dave, GPSR, you couldn't do lab adventures. But in this day and age, pretty much everybody has a cell phone, or at least there's one cell phone in every family with that app. And now you can do the lab adventures. So it's been interesting watching the evolution of those too. Maybe I'll have a whole nother live that I'll talk about my adventures with labs and how they have really evolved over the years, for certain. Adventure labs. I know we say them backwards up here in the Northwest. Yeah, you remember printing out MapQuest in order to get the location? Yeah, for sure. Or even driving directions. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, we definitely would do that. Driving directions if we, didn't know where we were going. We didn't have navigation GPSs in our cars. That was a big breakthrough too. And then being able, once we had those in our cars, we could upload waypoints that were from a download from geocaching, and then we could even make a route with them. That was huge. That was a lot of work back in the day, putting together all of those routes. But now we've got tools such as Cache Tour, where you can easily upload all your information, even your overnight stays and other points of interest, and work them all into your caching tour for the Cache Tour. So that's been awesome for sure. And just a neighbor driving by. It's Friday afternoon here, and I am in a warehouse district in my warehouse. Although it's kind of fancy here in our front office room. This used to actually, before we moved in, 5 years ago. It's been a while. It's been a minute since we moved into this warehouse. This actually was a winery, and my front office here was the tasting room. So it's a little bit frou-frou in this front office, which is nice. I've got the windows So, and then back behind me here, and then back here is the rest of the warehouse where everything, we do a lot of our manufacturing, assembly work, and storage of all of our geocaching goods and everything that you can purchase on our store at Cash Advance too. And Dave, yeah, you like the trackables and the trackable coins. Yeah, that wasn't a thing when geocaching first started. I got a funny story about a mountain bike coin. Some of you might know that Mountain Bike lives here in the Spokane area. He's actually just kind of down the street from where we live. Although, oddly, I run into him more at mega events across the country than we do locally. Because he does work in Seattle, so he does commute. But he always, before he started working in Seattle area or for Groundspeak, he would cache a lot in the local area. Especially in the Coeur d'Alene area where Dave has some family there. And he would put out Christmas caches. And I remember going and finding one of his caches, and I was either first to find or within the first to find. And there was a coin, and it was a mountain bike coin. And I thought, well, this is a really cool piece of swag, but I've never really been into trading swag, although I love marbles. Just FYI, I do like to collect marbles, but I'll move them from cache to cache. But a coin, I was like, wow, it kind of looks like a military challenge coin. I've seen those, and it was really cool looking. But I thought, I'm going to leave this for the next cacher. What was I thinking? Right? Who knew what Mountain Bike was going to do for geocoins and geocaching, and what that coin would represent today. So yeah, I left it for the next cacher. I have no idea who got it. I don't know. But yeah, it was a nice piece of swag. But again, I'm just not that much of a swag collector. Now, yes, I totally understand the value of coins and some of the rarity and uniqueness. There are just so many amazing coins. I mean, that's been a huge evolution throughout the game, all the different trackables. And back in 2014, 11 years ago, guys, we acquired Cache Addict. And that company, they were a geocaching company, but they really also did coin design and production. And Cachekinz, they were the originators of Cachekinz, let me show you one, brand new one. So spoiler alert, this is also going into the cache crate for our trackable add-on members, is the new Panda Cachekinz. So Cache Addict were the ones that started Cachekinz, and they were the very first colorful tags. The original tags were the travel bugs, and you all seen travel bug tags. They're just silver. They're just plain aluminum metal. Originally, they were stamped and engraved, and now they're more like printed, really. But Cache Addict came out with the very first colorful ones, and we acquired that company in 2014, and that gave us the ability to then carry on all of the existing Cachekinz and then come out with new ones. So we come out with a couple new ones every year, and this is our latest new one, is the Panda. So you might even see it over at Groundspeak. I think that, it's in the Groundspeak shop. But you can also get it from us. We've got it on our website. But if you're a Cache Crate member or, spoiler, Cache Track Club, no, don't listen. Yeah, they're coming out. And our Cachekinz Club, they always get the very first Cachekinz that we ship out, the Cachekinz Club. Those another one of our subscriptions. They already got the Panda a little while ago. So yeah, we always release to our Cachekinz Club first, anything new, before they go anywhere else. If it's a collaboration with Groundspeak, or often even into our cache crates. So we want to let our Cachekinz Club get those first. And you like the Cachekinz? Yeah, they're fun, aren't they? And the neat thing about Cachekinz is they travel. They do generally tend to go from cache to cache. where the bigger coins don't. They end up in somebody's collection. But the Cachekinz, they're mass produced. We do make a lot of them when we make them. And so, they're not quite as unique, but each one is unique with its own trackable code for sure. So, and we always send them out unactivated, so you can then activate them and do with what you want. Dave, my coin story for mountain bike. Yeah, you would have taken the coin. Yeah. Had I known then what I know now, yes, I would have, for sure. Oh, what was that question? Did I mention the puzzle thing y'all are doing? Yeah, I can talk about that. Sure, absolutely, Dave. Yeah, so we launched this week. Actually, we did a pre-launch last week to our Cache Crate members. If you are a member of the Cache Crate, membership has its benefits, and all of our members received a really nice discount if they would like to have joined into our puzzle course, which is Cracking Coordinates. So it's a Cracking Coordinates course, all about geocaching coordinates. And then, so this week we launched to the public. If you're on our email list or here like this, you would have seen a lot of received emails and posts, and a live I did a couple of days ago about our course that we've got going on. So it is, hang on, let me find a link and I can put the link in here for you guys. That's not the right one. Hang on, hold please, everybody. Oops. There we go. Now I got the right one. Pop this over here. Post a link. I think you guys can all see that. Yeah, it looks like it posted to Facebook and also to YouTube, which is what Dave is watching us on. I can see because he's got the little YouTube thing there. Awesome. I love YouTube. It's been working out really well. So it's been fun to connect more up with that. So that is the link to the puzzle. I've got it right here as well. There we go, Cracking Coordinates. So it's a brand new course that we just launched. There are, I believe, 9 lessons, technically 10 if you count the workbook and such, all about coordinates, how coordinates work, how they were developed actually to help us understand space around our world, and how they are different in different parts of the world, where towards the poles, obviously that's smaller, and then it gets bigger around the middle, the equator and such, and the same with the north-south lines as well. But there's all different types of coordinate systems, UTM, and the different ones that geocaching uses versus what most of the rest of the world uses, and how to understand them, find them in cache pages. What the heck are you looking for? You need to solve for the coordinates to solve a puzzle cache or a mystery cache, those blue question mark caches, and how to decode them. And then also sometimes you have to transcribe them into different formats, like from UTM to the the one that geocaching.com uses, or vice versa, or what have you. So this course goes through all of those different ones. Even what 3 words is another coordinate-based system. I remember finding my first what 3 words cache. That was like, whoa, wow, that was interesting. So there's definitely something new there. And we've been able to use it in actually multiple ways. Kid Vegas 19, my husband and I. So as an alternative coordinate system. Yeah, so that's what the course is all about. There is a workbook as well, and then there are practice puzzles that you can do, and there's also an answer solution download too. So those 3 are downloads, digital downloads. So you've got them when you buy the course, and and you can print them out or use them digitally. And then the solutions, that it walks you through how to solve each of them and gives you the solution, so you can check your answers after you go through the whole course and practice them. Yeah. Hang on a second here. I'm seeing more comments coming in. Okay, save the link. Awesome. Yeah, so that's where you need to go, over to the Caching League. That banner. Whoops. There, cachingleague.com. That's where we host all of our courses, and it's cracking coordinates. So it's $37, and it's not recurring. It's just a one-time fee, and you buy the course, and then it's streamable. There's nothing you have to download to watch it. There's no special app or anything like that. It's mobile friendly, smartphone friendly, so you can do it all from your phone if you'd like to. And just stream all the different lessons. You can return to it anytime once you buy it. It's yours to revisit anytime. It's lifetime value for the course. And same with the workbook and the practice puzzles, and then your solutions as well. Yeah, cool. Thank you for asking, Dave. Appreciate that. Let me get back, turn that off. And yeah, so what I'm working on today is the cache crates. Again, I am folding the boxes. Our first batch going out. Like I said earlier, I just picked up the very last item that was going into the cache crates this month in May. And we'll be getting a lot of these put together, and they're definitely all shipped out before we head off to Woodstock. We're actually leaving early Wednesday morning. So I wanted to get a head start on getting these out. Our ship window for the cache crates is the 15th through the end of every month. So we've got a lot to get out. And, ever since COVID, shipping has been a challenge. Getting things in that we then have to repackage sometimes or put together into an assembly. That was one thing I was working on earlier today, was putting together an assembly of multiple items into a little package. And, that takes some time too. I do have helpers, but not today, being Friday. I didn't have anyone coming in today. So I wanted to get working on this so we can get these out to everybody. Get them in the mail. Yeah, it's a bit of work. So cache crates. So this is our cache crate box. Let me fold one up for you so you can see what it looks like. The cache crate. And like I said earlier, this is designed by Chris Mackey. And every month it's something different that goes into the cache crates. They are, I believe it's $27 right now, plus shipping. Depends on where you live. We do ship worldwide. I know it's expensive shipping to Europe. It didn't used to be so bad, but it is these days. But we have to cover our shipping costs, shipping over to Europe. But in the US, it's just another, I think it's $6 for shipping. And then Canada's an additional $9, and then $19 to Europe or South America. Beyond US and Canada, it's another $19 for shipping. But it's multiple items that go inside each of these. And could be lots of different things. I'm not going to give it away. I've already spoiled a couple of items that are going in. And this one is our 25th anniversary one. And we expect, now the tariffs have been lowered, that we'll be getting back to bringing in more coins as well, and trackables, since those are made at our factory in China. And we have a great factory. We have a really good relationship with our colleagues there in China for our trackables. They do our Cachekinz and our coins as well. And we've been in constant contact with them through this strange tariff times, and looking forward to getting more things produced and imported soon. Stay tuned there. So we're not doing as many trackables as we normally do, but we had this big one planned for multiple trackables that fit together. I'll give you guys a hint. You might remember block parties. 10 years ago, we were celebrating 10 years of Cash Advance. Guess what this year is? It's our 20th. It's also block party year. Spoiler, these are coming eventually. But because of the tariff situation, they'll be a little delayed. They're coming. Not this, something different, but similar. Another spoiler. I'll just dangle that out there. Definitely put some more boxes up here. Just a second. Let me click one thing here. So I guess I'll wrap up here in just a moment, but I wanted to let you all know that a little bit about what goes into all the work that goes into putting the cache crates together. It's actually quite a bit. Maybe I should save a lot of that for another live that I might do. But there's a curation process, it's shopping and, brainstorming, a lot of sticky notes and whiteboards and looking online and realizing what we can produce in-house as well, such as our t-shirts that we are now doing in-house. Pretty excited about that. I'll probably do another live about that maybe in a little bit. And so putting ideas together, and then we've got to stick within our budget. This is a business, so I have to be budget minded and also value minded. We want to really treat our cache crate members so they're getting the best of the best, the first of items never seen before sometimes, or some things that are a little more consumable that they might have seen in the past, but they probably used it up, like a snack, right? Hopefully you're eating the snacks that we're sending. And then so we do sometimes repeat things, but we wait a few years generally before we do that, especially if it's something unique. But if it's consumable maintenance items, those they're fun to put together as well. So we've got to do a lot of whiteboarding and curating, planning what's going to go in each month, looking at production times as well. Sometimes we want to do themed crates, like night caching. That's a popular thing that we've done a few times over the 10 years that we have been doing the cache crates, and planning all those together. And then one of the other factors we have, oops, I folded that up, is size. Is it going to fit in the box? Yeah, it's a smaller box that we use because caching items have gotten smaller. We used to have a bigger box, but everything got kind of micro-sized over the years. And so it's a smaller box. So will it actually fit in the box? Well, some things just don't, but we still want to get them in the hands of our members. So we came up with a solution for that. And I'm going to dive under this table and pull one of those up. And that's our cache crate bag. So we had special bags designed. Again, Chris Mackey designed the bag so it would look perfect with the size that the company that produces these could put together for us. And it's just like the box, very much just like the box. Also, some of the colors are a little different, but they're really actually amazingly close, even though these are actually produced by two different companies. I've been super pleased with how well, when you've got PMS colors and everything lined up right, just like making coins, you know exactly what you're going to get. So these allow us the ability to put bigger items in as long as they're not fragile. And honestly, what geocaching item is fragile? Not too many. So these have worked really well for us. And these also work great for t-shirts. So folks in our t-shirt club, they also receive the bags now for their t-shirts. And we can actually, for our combo crates, get the t-shirt and the box inside the bag. So that's been another fun way to do it. So no, thank you. Yeah, you're saying nice bags. Yeah. Yeah, and these are super strong. I've been really impressed with how strong these are. And honestly, it's a lot easier. I don't have to make the boxes. We just put things in the bag and seal it up. So it's become an easier process for us here in the warehouse for putting things together in the bag. And they look really nice. You're not just getting just a plastic bag at your doorstop or in your mailbox. It's a really nice cash crate bag, poly bag. And we also hope that folks are recycling and reusing all of our boxes and bags too. So again, these are pretty sturdy, so you could use them for whatever you wanted to, even Ceto, that's fine. And these boxes are really nice too, very sturdy boxes that can be recycled. And here's a pro tip. Did you know that you can actually take the box apart and fold it inside out, and then you've got a white box because they're white on the inside. So you can use it for regifting if you want to. I know a lot of cachers use these for organizing their caching gear or their trackables, their swag, office supplies, what have you. So they're definitely reusable. So appreciate that for sure. And Dave, you asked me a question here. Are we flying to Woodstock? Yes, we are. It's a long way. That would be like a 5-day drive from here. Well, if we're geocaching, it'd be like a 5-week drive, right? But yes, so we are flying out into Pittsburgh. So coming in Wednesday morning, we fly out and we get in Wednesday late afternoon in Pittsburgh, got a rental car, and then we're staying down in Morgantown. So yes, we will be there. We will have a booth. We will be at our booth Friday all day, vending hours, and then Saturday as well. I know there's some private vending hours for VIP members. So if you're VIP, come find us. We're going to be having a lot of fun at our booth. We've got some fun things planned, and can't give away all our secrets, but we are going to be doing lives like this as well in our booth. So come on by and watch us do some fun things in our Cache Advance booth. There, it's inside, which is really cool, especially since it's a 2-day affair for us. So we don't have to break down and get everything out of the weather. It's all inside. It'll be locked up overnight. And if the weather is bad or good, or if you just want to get out of the sun, we're hoping for nice sunny weather. But if it's raining, that's okay. We're going to be inside. And come see us, and you can hang out with us inside. We love having folks swing by our booth. Generally, a lot of the time, let me clear that. There we go. Now I'm back. Got Lisa. I know for a lot of cachers, big events can be overwhelming. And but they don't have to be. It's just us. It's a bunch of cachers getting together, and we're all feeling a little overwhelmed sometimes. And we often have a couple extra chairs if you wanted just a little place to hang out and be quiet for a little bit. Swing on by. One of our first big events that we did was Geo Woodstock in Washington. And that was so cool because we were actually backed up against a creek. So we had a huge booth area, and it was all outdoors. It was a nice day. And but behind our tables and back behind our back stock, we had a lot of stock. We had a lot of stuff to sell. That was a really busy day. There was a little creek, and we had a couple of chairs set up. And it was just a really nice spot for cachers if they were feeling a little overwhelmed to swing on by and hang out for a little bit, chit chat, or not, just be quiet. It was 2008 or 9? I think it was 2009. So yeah, we had phones back then, barely. Oh my goodness. So let me see. I was talking about what all goes into putting all of our cache crates together. So there's the curation process, and then there's the ordering process, bringing everything in. And then it's practically a whole day of unboxing all of the boxes. Let me see if I can swing my camera around. There's a small sampling of a bunch of the boxes that we unboxed. We have to do an unboxing before we can do the boxing and getting everything organized. Then we've got to spend a little bit of time. How's it going to fit? Basically have an idea in our head, but we also have to then think practicality as we're packing every crate. what's the right process? What's the right order of putting things inside of each crate? You want to put obviously your bigger, heavier things on the bottom. And then what goes in on top of that. And I'm not going to show you. This is this month's crate. I've already spoiled one item, two technically, with the add-on trackable. But what's the right process? So then we have to lay that all out, because how we pack it, we pack one at a time. So we've got a packing station, and we walk the crate through and put one item in at a time. And then we have another station where they're sealed up. Well, first closed up, where we close them up, and then we seal them with tape. We have an automatic tape dispenser, Spencer is his name. And then the packing label goes on them. And some of them are different. We have folks that get the add-on trackable, and also members that don't. So we print out those labels, and they're marked. There's a secret code on all of our labels, and we know the code. So we know who's getting what exactly in that secret code. So we're able to be sure to get the right inventory to the right cashier. Oh, and then we also have our little bingo card that every year. So each month they get, this would be the May 2025 bingo sticker that goes on their card. So that everybody gets these that are members of the cash crates or the combo crates. That also goes in the box, the crate. And then of course, the insert that describes everything that is in the cash crate. So I should put that away. I should not be showing that. That's showing it what's in the crate. Except for the bonus item. That's not even on there. So all of our members will be receiving a bonus item, small little snack bonus that is going into their cash crate. But even putting together all those labels, there's a little bit of work behind the scenes of getting that data pulled, collated, and organized. And technology is wonderful. It does a lot of it for us, but there's still a little bit of massaging we have to do. And then upload it to our shipping software. We use ShipStation for our shipping software. And then we just press, plug in how much it weighs and what exactly it is, and what service we're using, such as, is it UPS or is it FedEx or USPS, and the type of service. And then you just press the button and feed it a lot of money for the shipping cost. And then it spits out all the labels. And the labels, nothing's lost in translation. It's exactly as our members give us their shipping information. Although the software does double check it to make sure that it's a valid address. And then, but they always are, unless there's some little problem. Occasionally that does happen. But then we can, contact our member and make sure we've got it just right. Was that supposed to be a road, or was that a route? Sometimes there's just one little letter that's off, RT or RD or something like that. So be sure it gets to them correctly. And then we pack all the boxes, put it all together. And then it's another press of a button to request a pickup. And they send us a big truck when they come to pick up from the post office. We are on first name basis with our regular pickup guy. And it's great. He usually comes by earlier in the day just to see how much he's picking up. So, and then he's like, yeah, I need to bring an empty truck. I don't know why I do this every month, but yes, he needs to bring an empty truck because we'll fill it up. And then he'll come back. He'll empty his regular route, come back and pick us up at the end of his main route. And then everything is automatically scanned in, and then all of our members receive their email that lets them know as their tracking information. So then you can track it just like a travel bug or any other package that you can then track and see it until it comes to you, either to your door or to your mailbox or wherever you have them shipped. I know some of our members actually have them shipped to their work. We've got an agreement with their employer that works out. Although when we got these slightly smaller boxes than our other ones that were a little bit bigger. They were shallower, but they were bigger and deeper. They didn't fit in a lot of mailboxes. These fit in pretty much every mailbox. So a lot of our members thanked us when we downsized because then they didn't have to go back to the post office to retrieve it or worry about it sitting on their porch for porch pirates to come steal, because it was safely tucked away, hopefully in their locked mailbox or what have you. But we know that our mail carriers love seeing these as well, and we get oohs and ahs as they travel across the country occasionally. So that's kind of fun too. Well, I've been rambling on. I think I'm done. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just got a few more boxes to put together, like I said, for this first batch, and then I'll do it all over again a couple more times to get these all out before we fly off to Woodstock on Wednesday. Awesome. Well, thanks, everybody. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I don't think so. No, that was about it. Yeah, just wanted to come on and chat, talk about 25 years of geocaching, have a little company. Thank you, Dave, for hanging out with me, and everybody else that was also hanging out, watching us or catching this up on replay. Happy caching, you guys. Have a great weekend. Cache Crate members, watch your email, get your tracking information, and these will be coming out. Cache Track Club is already shipped, so that'll be heading out as well throughout this weekend to all parts across the country to get those out as well. We want to get them out early. And have a great Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Get out caching, and I'll see a bunch of you at Woodstock. Come by our booth there. Let's celebrate 25 years of geocaching and 10 years of cache crates and each other. It's a community. So I'm looking really forward to seeing everybody there that is coming. And if you're not able to come, watch for our lives. We'll pipe you right in. You get to watch us live at Woodstock. All right. See you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.